Hello, Mrs. Ranjanali here, and today I am going to be reading The Slightly Annoying Elephant by David Walliams. And let me just check. It is illustrated by Tony Ross. Okay. One day there was a loud knock on the door. Sam ran down the stairs to open it. Was it his mum, back from the shops? Was it a friend? Was it the postman? No. It was an elephant. A great, big, gigantic, ginormous elephant. "Hello, Sam," he bellowed. "How do you know my name?" said Sam. "You adopted me, don't you remember?" "Well, I filled in an adopt an elephant form at the zoo." "But," spluttered Sam, the last thing he was expecting was an elephant to actually turn up at his doorstep. "How did you get here all the way from Africa?" asked Sam. "On a plane, of course, silly boy. The airline was very rude and made me buy 2 seats." There you go, have a look at that. Poor elephant. "Now, if you will excuse me, I need to take a bath," announced the elephant. He pushed past Sam and made his way up the stairs to the bathroom, knocking the pictures off the wall as he went. Because elephant was so big, all the water from the bath flooded the bathroom floor. What's more is he used up all the soap and all the towels, and instead of hanging the towels up afterwards, he left them strewn across the floor. There you go, look at that. Terrible. "I'm hungry," demanded the elephant. "What do elephants eat?" asked Sam. "Food, silly boy." Sam sped into the kitchen and rummaged through the fridge and all the cupboards. He pulled all the food in the house into a massive pot and gave it a stir. "Quickly, please," called the elephant from the living room. As fast as he could, Sam raced into the living room where the elephant was sitting on Dad's armchair. Without a word, the elephant dunked his trunk in the pot and slurped it up all in one go. "Now I've had my starter, what's the main course?" he asked. Later, it was time for Sam's favourite cartoon to come on the television. The elephant was snoring loudly. And there was a boring show about antiques on. So Sam prized the remote control out of the elephant's foot and changed channels. All of a sudden, the elephant woke up. "I was watching that," he boomed. "You were asleep," protested Sam. "I was not. I love shows about antiques." "Oh, sorry, do you collect antiques yourself?" asked Sam. "Of course not. I am an elephant, silly boy." When the Boris Antique Shop had finished, the elephant declared, "I need to take some exercise." "Exercise?" asked Sam. "Yes, I need to lose a few pounds. Do you have a bicycle?" "Yes, but," spluttered Sam. "But what?" demanded the elephant. "Well, it's quite small and being an elephant, you might break it." "How dare you?" boomed the elephant. "Now, where is it?" So Sam wheeled his brand new bike out of the garage. "Please be careful," he pleaded. "I know my way around a bicycle," the elephant said. "Last year, I won the Tour de France." The elephant climbed on the bike, and as soon as he sat on it, oh dear, he flattened it. "That bicycle was fallen to bits, silly boy." After all the exercise, Elephant needed a nap. Then he fell asleep in Sam's bed. It was the door. Who could it be? Was it his mum back from the shops? Sam hurtled downstairs to greet her. There's Sam running there. But when he opened the door, he couldn't have been more surprised to see a massive herd of elephants. "Our friend invited us to stay," said the one with the longest trunk. Oh dear. There were elephants in the kitchen, elephants on the stairs, even elephants in the downstairs loo. Meanwhile, Sam rummaged around his bedroom for the Adopt an Elephant form, and when he found it, he finally realised something. He should have read the small print, and if you look carefully, "I hereby consent to said elephant coming to live in my house and inviting all his elephant friends to stay." Oh dear. Silly boy. Anyway, children, there is a lesson to be learnt here. Whenever you sign anything, always read the small print. Okay, bye. Probably an answer.
Hello, Mr. Hughes here. I think I'm going to read you a bit of a bedtime story. This is a classic Charlie and Lola story. When my daughter was in year 1, year 2, we used to love watching Charlie and Lola. This is called "But Excuse Me, That Is My Book" by Lauren Child. I have this little sister, Lola. She's small and very funny. Lola loves reading and she really loves books. But at the moment, there is one book that is extra specially special. One day, Lola said, "Charlie, Dad says he will take us to the library and we must go right now and get Beetles, Bugs and Butterflies." Lola loves Beetles, Bugs and Butterflies. I say, "But Dad took that book out for you last time and the time before that." Then Lola says, "But Charlie, Beetles, Bugs and Butterflies is a very special book. This is my favourite and I really need it now. Don't you know Beetles, Bugs and Butterflies is the best book in the whole wide world?" And Lola says, "You see, Charlie, the bugs are quite buggy and the butterflies are really beautiful and the beetles are very silly. The beetle gets stuck and his legs are very funny and he can't get down." I say, "I know that, Lola. Come on, Dad's waiting." "All his funny little legs, Charlie, all his funny little legs." When we get to the library, Lola is still saying, "Beetles, Bugs and Butterflies is the very best book in the world. Because you learn a lot, it is very great and extremely very interesting. And I really must get it." When we get inside, I have to say, "Shh, Lola, it's a library. We have to be quiet." Lola says, "But I can't find my book, Charlie." And I say, "Shh, why don't you try looking for it? With all the books that begin with B." So Lola says, B, where's my book? Where can it be? And I say, Lola, be quiet. And she says, I am being quiet, Charlie. And I say, shh. She says, I am shushing. It's not there. My book's not there. I say, Lola, be quiet. And Lola says, but Charlie, my book is lost. It's completely not there. And I say, Lola, remember, this is a library. So somebody must have borrowed it. Lola says, but Beetles, Bugs and Butterflies is my book. And I say, but it's not your library. Someone else obviously wanted to read your book. Lola says, but they can't. It's my book. So I say, Lola, just think. There are hundreds and hundreds of other books in the library to choose from. There are spy books and dinosaur books, adventure books and scary books, and books about princes and aeroplanes and astronauts, and books about castles and dragons and volcanoes and monsters and mountains and pixies, and books about Romans. And I say, look, Romans. This one tells you all about history in the Roman times. Look how the Romans built long, straight roads and rode chariots and had fights with swords. But Lola says, too many big words, Charlie. My book has got pictures that I really like. So I say, okay, Lola, let's try to find a book with more pictures and less words. How about this? An encyclopedia. It's got millions of drawings and millions of facts. You can learn about everything. Look, this page is all about helicopters. It's too loud, Charlie. I don't like encycloped, these big books. You see, Charlie, I'm very right. Beetles, Bugs and Butterflies is the best book ever. I say you might be right, but see what you think of this. It's a pop-up book. But Lola says, a book that has cherry blossom rain in it is nice, Charlie, but it's not funny. Then Lola says, Beetles, Bugs and Butterflies is really funny and makes me laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. And I say, so it's an animal book you want? A book with lots of pictures, a story, no big words, and animals that make you laugh. Yes, says Lola. And I say, how about this, Lola? Cheetahs and chimpanzees. Lola says, are there beetles, bugs and butterflies in it? And I say, no, there are cheetahs and chimpanzees. Give it a try, Lola, please. Lola says, okay, Charlie, I will, but it won't be as good as... Beetles, Bugs and Butterflies. Oh no, Charlie, look, that girl's got my book. I don't think she knows it's my book, but she has it. No, just wait. That's my... I just like my book, Charlie. Lola says, I want my book, Charlie. And I say, but you said you would try cheetahs and chimpanzees. And Lola says, well, I will try it, but it will not be as good as Beetles, Bugs and Butterflies. But then Lola says, oh, look at that. The cheetahs are very fast. And the chimpanzees are very cheeky. And in fact, do you know what, Charlie? This book is probably the most best book in the whole wide world because it's so interesting and so lovely. And you know it has absolutely best pictures of any book ever. And the baby chimps are very funny. This is my best book ever. Oh. Looks like Lola learnt to go to a library and try different books. Hopefully you enjoyed that and you try some new books yourself. Goodbye.
Miss Nelson here, and today I will be reading you a book from the Miss Nelson collection. It's the first book in the series and it's called Miss Nelson is Missing. I hope you enjoy it. The kids in room 207 were misbehaving again. Spitballs stuck to the ceiling, paper planes whizzed through the air. They were the worst behaved class in the whole school. Now settle down, said Miss Nelson in a sweet voice. But the class would not settle down. They whispered and giggled. They squirmed and made faces. They were even rude during story hour. And they always refused to do their lessons. "Something will have to be done," said Miss Nelson. The next morning, Miss Nelson did not come to school. "Wow!" yelled the kids. "Now we can really act up." They began to make more spitballs and paper planes. "Today, let's be just terrible," they said. "Not so fast," hissed an unpleasant voice. A woman in an ugly black dress stood before them. "I am your new teacher, Miss Viola Swamp." And she rapped the desk with her ruler. "Where is Miss Nelson?" asked the kids. "Never mind that," snapped Miss Swamp. "Open those arithmetic books." Miss Nelson's kids did as they were told. They could see that Mrs. Swamp was a real witch. She meant business. Right away, she put them to work, and she loaded them down with homework. "We'll have no story hour today," said Miss Swamp. "Keep your mouths closed," said Miss Swamp. "Sit perfectly still," said Miss Swamp. "And if you misbehave, you'll be sorry," said Miss Swamp. The kids in room 207 had never worked so hard. Days went by and there was no sign of Miss Nelson. The kids missed Miss Nelson. "Maybe we should try to find her," they said. Some of them went to the police. Detective McSmog was assigned to the case. He listened to their story. He scratched his chin. He said. I think Miss Nelson is missing." Detective McSmog would not be much help. Other kids went to Miss Nelson's house. The shades were tightly drawn and no one answered the door. In fact, the only person they did see was the wicked Miss Viola Swamp coming up the street. "If she sees us, she'll give us more homework." They got away just in time. Maybe something terrible happened to Miss Nelson. "Maybe she was gobbled up by a shark," said one of the kids. But that didn't seem likely. "Maybe Miss Nelson went to Mars," said another kid. But that didn't seem likely either. "I know," exclaimed one know-it-all. "Maybe Miss Nelson's car was carried off by a swarm of angry butterflies." But that was the least likely of all. The kids in room 207 became very discouraged. It seemed that Miss Nelson was never coming back, and they would be stuck with Miss Viola Swamp forever. They heard footsteps in the hall. "Here comes the witch," they whispered. "Hello, children," someone said in a sweet voice. It was Miss Nelson. "Did you miss me?" she asked. "We certainly did," cried the kids. "Where were you?" "That's my little secret," said Miss Nelson. "How about a story hour?" "Oh, yes," cried the kids. Miss Nelson noticed that during story hour, no one was rude or silly. "What brought about this lovely change?" she asked. "That's our little secret," said the kids. Back home, Miss Nelson took off her coat and hung it in the closet, right next to an ugly black dress. When it was time for bed, she sang a little song. "I'll never tell," she said to herself with a smile. P.S. Detective McSmog is working on a new case. He is now looking for Miss Viola Swamp. I hope that you enjoyed it.